Hey guys, so I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about why I'm doing the Appalachian Trail this year. A little backstory on myself and kind of what this whole thing means to me. So let's start a long time ago. Teenager, growing up, I was a little rascal, to say the least. Um, Constantly getting into trouble, arrested, all kinds of stuff. I was definitely a little bit of a dirtbag, and I learned a lot through the years after my time being that person. So when I was 17, I had actually just dropped out of high school. I had impregnated my girlfriend at the time, and I was expecting a son at the age of 17. So one day we decided to run away to Florida, and when we got to, I think it was Jacksonville, we eventually were to get arrested, and I was in a shelter down in Florida for a couple of weeks, and I convinced my parents to let me come home with my kid's mother, and they did. And when I got home, I was put into another shelter, and a few weeks later I was given an ultimatum of either a 18-month inpatient rehab, which would obviously mean that I were to miss the birth of my son, or a minimum of 8-week survival boot camp wilderness in the middle of Maine in the middle of the winter program for bad kids. So, being the adventurous, crazy skateboarder nutbag that I was, I chose Maine. So while in the program, Summit Achievement is what it was called, it was horrible at the time. Again, I was there for a punishment, and it sucked. But years later, after looking back on it, it turned out to be one of the coolest things that I've ever done in my life, and I've done a lot of cool stuff. It just gave me a new love for the outdoors that I never really had before. And while we were there, we did so much stuff. We ice climbed, we summited Washington, we slept on Washington for about a week. We did avalanche training up there in Tuckerman's Ravine. We did rope traverses over canyons. It was just nuts. Learned how to triangulate our positions through the stars, and how to use handrails in the backcountry, and it was an amazing experience. So I've always had that yearn to come back and do it again. We did a lot of the Appalachian Trail while in the program, sections of course, New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine. And now that I'm 40, my son is an adult, 22 years old, I'm a single man, I got no responsibilities except for all the adult stuff that you got in life. And I have an opportunity now to finally get this under my belt. So that's why I've chose to do it this year. I'll be leaving on my 41st birthday, in the first week of April, April 5th, from Springer. I'm going to fly down to Atlanta on the 3rd. My folks are going to pick me up at the airport, hang out with them, and the next morning they're going to drive me to Amicalola, where I'll register and maybe do the stairs with them, who knows. And then I'm off. Hike up to Springer that day and start the trail, technically the morning of the 5th. So that's why, that's how, and that's who. It's going to be hard. It's going to be emotional, painful, satisfying, all these things, which I'm really looking forward to. Hoping to do a little bit of healing out there, as life has not been the easiest. Make a lot of bad choices, and just tired of doing that, you know? So I'm hoping that this kind of shows me that I can make the right choices, and if I stick to something, I can really achieve success. Had a number of failed business attempts. Can't keep a job for the life of me. I get bored easily. I lose my attention like in seconds. I got what I call mashed potato brains. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Can't remember just about anything. Too much of this. I'll leave you with this. A couple of years divorced. Very short marriage. Married about a year and 3 months before she took off. A lot of that was my fault. I was drinking a lot. Turned into a bit of a monster. Oh, slip sliding away. Oh my God. It's muddy today. Yeah, that juice just doesn't connect with me right. So I'm pretty sober these days. Haven't had a drink in months. And that's okay. I do like my green. Sorry, Mom. So yeah, I'm looking to kind of find myself out there. Do some healing, like I said. I think maybe either I find myself out there or I lose my mind once and for all. Either way, it should be an exciting adventure. Only time will tell, right? I plan to hike the whole thing from Amicalola to Katahdin in under 6, probably pushing like 5 months, I think. Don't really exercise, so I'm kind of out of shape. A little fat. Can't breathe too good because I smoke, which I will be quitting any day now. Certainly don't want to die up there. But yeah, man, I look forward to it. I hope I meet a lot of you guys out there and to share some stories and change our lives together for the better. Appalachian Trail class of 2023, baby. Let's get it. A little more about me. I'm an artist. Studied fine art at the Ducre School of Art in Plainfield, New Jersey for many years. Illustration, drawing, oil painting, photography, you name it. Art is my passion. One of my luxury items that I will be bringing on trail with me is a sketchbook. So I plan to illustrate as much of this trail as I can for myself, my family, my friends, and really anyone who wants to see it. You can check out some of my art on Instagram at Kellan Doyle Art, KELANDOYLEART. Hashtags in between them all. My website, kellandoyleart.com. You can also pick up some sweet merch at idiotinthewoods.com. Got shirts and hoodies and coffee cups and all the good stuff. So yeah, show some love. Help me pay for this damn hike. Because I'm poor, baby. Whew. We'll make it work one way or another. As long as I don't hurt myself, I'll be standing on Katahdin taking that picture like everybody else.